bad start to the game, exciting third period, so much hope, so much optimism heading into overtime, and it to end in like 20 seconds is very disappointing.
Isn't that just like a good example of the Leafs in general, though? They pour
Yes.
get your hopes up and then just completely crush them in the end.
Tyler, say what you got to say. How's it going?
Uh, I guess it was better when I wasn't watching the game. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the first half of the game. I was still at work, but it seems like me showing up Leafs down 3-1. I didn't miss too much that I would have liked anyway. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought the third period looked great. I think it was one of the Leafs' better periods of the series. There are definitely a couple sloppy mistakes in there, but yeah, when you go from 3-1 down to 3-3 in a period, it's definitely a positive. Muzzin with 2 goals, who would have saw that coming? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but then overtime, just a terrible pass from Galchenyuk. That's all you can say. Just
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, not much more to say than that.
What was Galchenyuk thinking on that play? And as I get my headphones set up here, I don't know what was going on through his head there. You never make that play. I was watching some other Instagram videos, and everyone's saying like they have never seen a 2-0 before in overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs ever. Yeah, so that pass is just inexcusable. But I mean, I don't like picking on any of the Leafs players, and Galchenyuk played very good tonight as well. Like except for that overtime, obviously. But he looked good. That entire line looked pretty good. Um, yeah, let's just get into the game. So awful start. Like you're not going to win games when you get down 3-0 in the first place. And we saw a miraculous comeback last year with like 4 minutes to go. So we know the Leafs can do it, but you're not putting yourself in a good chance to win whatsoever. Luckily, they get some lucky breaks to tie up this one. The deflection off Muzzin's stick. They're squeaking by Carey Price. Great comeback by the Leafs, but that all got overshadowed by the Galchenyuk giveaway. So I don't know, like I said last video, like it seemed too easy. Game 5. Are you really gonna win it in 5 games and win your first series in like 17 years? It seemed a little bit too easy. Um, I feel like you can't push it to game 7. You can't. You can't get it to game 7. That is way too risky. You have to end in game 6. I don't really know what to say, man. I'm just speechless, honestly. Like this is seriously like our live reaction almost. Like the game just ended like 10 minutes ago. I don't know what to say. Like it's just
Yeah,
an
I mean
awful loss.
it's definitely scary going into Montreal when you know they're gonna have some fans in the building and they're gonna be really energized coming off a big overtime win for them. So yeah, I at this point I know it's kind of just right after the loss, so I'm feeling a little bit down on the Leafs' chances, but I don't like the Leafs' chances in Game 6 away in front of real live fans that Montreal hasn't had all season. Hopefully there'll be a few Leafs fans in there. There's usually quite a few when the Leafs are in Montreal, so hopefully there'll be some blue jerseys in the stands. But yeah, it's a tough game. Like you knew Campbell, the way he was playing, it didn't seem sustainable. Like you can't expect him to stand on his head every game, and he even the first goal, after watching the highlights, the first goal looks like one he should have had. He was kind of moving over too far and just kind of missed it with his glove. The other 2 goals were just scrums in front of the net, so you can't really blame him too much for those. But yeah, he still put up a decent game. You hope with the Leafs' firepower offensively, like giving up 3 goals as a goalie should put the Leafs in a decent chance to win games. But unfortunately, tonight, I
Yeah.
mean, without that miraculous comeback, it they looked like they deserved to lose from what happened in the first two
from the
periods.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
The second period looked a lot better, like they were at least in the game, and that stupid turnover by Sandine was just a bad start to the period, but I think they rebounded really, really well. And I want to talk about Mitch Marner. Like, and also just like so many, okay, the 2-on-1s that the Leafs have, right? They get so many 2-on-1s in every game. I don't think they've gotten like a shot on any of them. Maybe one in this game with the Marner shot. He finally decided to shoot. But it seems to always be Marner on these 2-on-1s, and he doesn't know what to do with the puck. It seems like he's looking for the pass first, but then he doesn't pass, and then he doesn't even get a shot away.
Yeah, by the time he decides not to pass, it's the opportunity's already gone.
Yeah, it's like he does like a bit of a fake shot to like open up Price, and then he just ends up shooting it right at him, like not to the open spot. It's just like low along the ice too. So, like I said, I don't want to call out any of these players, but Marner has to step up. I think did he get credited for that first goal? I'm not even sure if he did. I think
he had an assist. I think he got
they
credited
gave
with
it to
an assist.
Hyman. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So he needs to score a goal, and Austin Matthews as well. I need these guys to step up and score some goals. They had a good line, a good game. Sorry, that line was pretty dominant, but they gotta find a way to get on the score sheet. Austin Matthews has 1 goal in 5 games. That's unacceptable for him. Marner has 0. So, like, step up, big boys. We need the big boys to step up if we want to win this series. And I am really expecting a big game from one of them in Game 6. They have to score. One of them has to score. Jake Muzzin played terrific, obviously, with the 2 goals. The puck just seemed to keep finding him. Even after that second goal, he had another good chance there at the point. I think they were flying in the third period. They had a lot of chances. They could have even ended it towards the end there. And honestly, I felt really good heading into the overtime too. I thought they had pressure. Right before that Galchenyuk turnover, they had pressure in the offensive zone, and then he gave the game away right there. And it's tough on a 2-on-0. You hardly see it in overtime in the playoffs, a 2-on-0, and you can't blame Campbell for that. It's like impossible. It's tough.
Yep.
Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki as well. It's not an easy tandem to stop there. Yeah, I don't know what to say. MVPs? Do we want to do MVPs after? Yeah, I guess we can do MVPs, but I guess mine's Jake Muzzin, 2 goals. Yeah, who's your MVP?
Well, then just to touch on Sandine, I know you brought him up. Earlier when you were talking. I feel bad for the guy. Like, obviously those 2 turnovers, the one where he got hit is kind of arguable whether or not it's completely his fault, but the other one was definitely his fault. And I just feel bad. Like, you take a guy, the first 3 games of the series he looked great. He was moving the puck well, getting power play time, playing really well, the best I think we've ever seen him play. And then for some reason we decide to take him out of the lineup, which obviously hurts his confidence, hurts his momentum. You get out of the rhythm of the game, sitting for a game and then being thrown back in. So obviously it's inexcusable to turn the puck over like that in the defensive zone, but at the same time, I just feel bad for the fact that he had to sit out a game. He lost that momentum. And now his confidence is shot. Keith took him off the power play. Who knows if he even plays the next game? Like, yeah, I don't stand by the decision at all to take him out of the lineup. It really made no sense to me.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the result of that, I guess. You're seeing what taking a guy out can do.
Yeah, I didn't agree with it at the time either, and I still don't really agree with it. I think the thing that Keith was thinking about was like, if we're gonna win this thing and we're gonna have a long run at the cup, we need everybody. So an injury might happen. You might not want someone who's just been sitting on the bench for so long to come in when there is an injury. So get Dermott in to a game, get him ready. But yeah, you're so right. Like, it definitely shoots his confidence now. I hope some of the veterans in that locker room are cheering him up and telling him that he's okay. And I think he has to play next game, because if you don't play him next game, that's gonna really kill his confidence.
Yeah.
and like you said, he had a great 3 games to the series to start. So I think he's a key part to this team still, and the offensive side that he brings to the game. It's just unfortunate what happened tonight with him. But yeah, this game could have gone either way in the overtime. It really could have. The Leafs were in it. The Habs played very well. Great start. Joel Armia, 2 goals. Yeah. Who's your MVP?
I mean, Muzzin's kind of the obvious choice, but since you went with him, I think I'll probably go with Hyman. He
Yeah,
looked like he got the goal. He looked pretty active from what I saw. He's always a good guy on the forecheck, getting into the dirty areas, and he had a few chances. He had that breakaway, which unfortunately couldn't score. I feel like we've gotten so many breakaways and haven't scored on a single breakaway. It just seems
for
like
sure. Yeah.
something about the Leafs and odd man rushes. They don't mix. And I know I'm talking about him as the MVP, but then there was another 2-on-1. I think he might have been with Marner or somebody else where they didn't even get a shot. He just
Yeah.
skated with the puck until he was at the red, like behind the net.
And then he
And
he curled into the middle, right?
right,
Because he
yeah.
was coming down the left side, he cut into the middle, and yeah, did he shoot? I don't think he did, right? Or like,
I think he tried, but the
yeah,
position he was in was a weird angle, so that it wasn't yeah, it
that's
wasn't
what
a good
that's what
shot.
Keefe needs to be doing next practice. 2-on-1s. That's the whole
Yeah.
drill. Just 2-on-1s, because they need to capitalize on those chances. In 2-on-1s on playoffs, you have to score at least 50% of them. Leafs have
Mhm.
0%. And going back to that game one, I know Price made an amazing save on Nylander and Marner, right, in game one, or was that game two? I don't know, early in the series. Like, you got to score that. You got to score one of these times. And the power play, once again, we had, I think, one chance, didn't score on it. But then again, the penalty kill was good. So I guess that kind of counters that. But game six in Montreal. I said Leafs in 6 at the start of this series. So I think they can end it, the fans might have something to do with it now. 2,500, right, in Montreal. Maybe that gets the Leafs more hyped up for the game too, though. Like, it's their first time playing with fans in the building since, like, I don't know, a long time, over a year ago. And like you said, some of them will be Leafs fans,
Yep.
probably, right? Let's hope, Leafs fans buy your tickets. So I don't know what else to say. It's very depressing. Bad start to the game. Exciting third period. So much hope, so much optimism heading into overtime, and it for to end in like 20 seconds is very disappointing.
Isn't that just like a good example of the Leafs in general, though? They pour
Yes,
get your hopes up and then just completely crush them in the end. That seems like
I
this
guess
game's a
so.
great microcosm for the Leafs
But you
over the
know what?
last.
Also, I feel like it would have been so fitting for our first first round win in so long to be in a game that we literally pulled a Leafs, or like the Canadians pulled a Leafs. Like, they had the 3-0
Yeah.
lead, and then we came back and won 4-3. That would be so fitting, and like a changing
Yep.
of the tide. Like, hey, that 4-1 lead against Boston, that's in the past now. Now we can come back from 3-0 deficits. But that wasn't the case. We came back from it, but we didn't finish the job. So yeah, I guess that's it for the video. I don't know how to close this off. This is very disappointing. This is not the outcome that we wanted. But yeah, game 6, it's a must win, because I don't want a game 7 back in Toronto. I can't do that at all. That's so scary. No, I can't do that. My heart was beating so fast throughout the third period and overtime too. Like,
Yeah.
it's so nerve wracking. I was like shaking throughout it. But yeah, I guess that does it for the video. Tyler, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, one last thing to add, because the last 2 games I've texted you. Well, I didn't text you about Muzz in this game, but it was Galchenyuk in game 4. I called it out saying I don't think he should be in the lineup.
Right.
And then
Oh yeah.
today, literally 15 seconds before he scored the goal, my brother and I were watching the game, and I go, "Is Muzzin really out there on our power play? This is the state of the Leafs right now." And then he goes on and scores 2 goals in the third. So, with that being said, on air right now, I'm going to call out Matthews and I'm going to call out Marner. And I'm going to tell them I don't know if they should be in the lineup. You know, they haven't had many goals. They've had one goal between the two of them in 5 games. Should they be on the maybe in the lineup still, but on the power play? Like, should they really be on the power play? You haven't had that many power play goals. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm just gonna say that out loud
Interesting.
right here, right
It's a
now.
superstition, right?
Who
And
knows?
this superstition finally cracked. It didn't work out.
I
The
think you got
towel.
to put the other one back up now. I think that
Yeah.
might be either
Okay.
both down or both up. My
Okay.
opinion.
Okay. Both up then for sure. I don't think I should take it down. That might be a bad thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, both up would be good. Yeah. Also, I hate to say it, but I was watching the entire game upstairs in my family room, and before the overtime started, my friend Jay, he messaged me and he said, "Hey, do you want to react to the overtime on a Zoom call?" And I was
Mhm.
like very iffy about it at first. Like, nah, like it might ruin things. And like also I would just be freaking out on the Zoom call. Like I wouldn't be able to handle it. But I agreed to it. He was really telling me to do it. So I come downstairs in my basement. We start the Zoom call, and then 20 seconds in, they score. So I don't know if did I mess it up? Like because I came downstairs. I don't know. I blame Alex Galchenyuk. Sorry, Alex. um, but yeah, well, let's do what worked for the 3 previous games. So, but yeah, I'll put the other one up. And yeah, let's hope Matthews and Marner will go off now. So that does it for the reaction. Thank you guys for all the support that you've been showing on these. And yeah, Tyler and I will see you after Game 6 on Saturday night. Go Leafs, go.
Go Leafs, go.